Welcome to Archetypal Atrocities, the show where we play bottom-of-the-barrel Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetypes. Each week, Jules and myself will spin a wheel to determine what archetype we'll be playing for that week. In addition, we will open 3 specially curated packs and pick a card from each of those packs to use in the deck for that week. We are allowed to play staples, but only if they support the archetype we get, and we can only play 1 copy of them in our decks. The winner of each week will get an extra pack they open for the next episode, while the loser will get to spin a loser wheel with multiple results on it, such as choosing your opponent's deck or moving an archetype from your wheel. The loser will also be able to play 2 copies of a staple as opposed to just 1. Now that that's out of the way, let's dig into some trash.
The streak had to end eventually, and I can't be too mad about what we got away with in the meantime. So yeah, it's time to finally go back to the loser wheel and be mortal again. But hey, these loser wheels can sometimes give us pretty nice things, or... Okay. Adding an archetype back is always a fun choice. I've gotten that a few times now, and it seems like I'm just going to keep getting it. So, what would be fun to add back? I don't want to add something back that's just, too strong or anything. I also don't want to add something back that's, too terrible either, because there's a good chance I'll get it. So I want to find something, I might have fun playing, but, Actually, you know what? Let's throw back on the Magnet Warriors, because I've been stuck playing all these Yugi archetypes, and I would like Johnny to get one eventually. And if I do roll Magnet Warrior again, oh no, I like playing them. That's fine. And now that we've gotten the loser wheel out of the way, let's see what we're actually playing this week, because there are plenty of options, and not many of them are good. And it seems like we will be on... Hieratic. Dragons, sure.
We did it. We won an episode finally. It feels like we had lost the last 5 episodes in a row. We kept losing. Lost the BS, lost a bunch of other stuff. But we finally took it home by forcing Jules on Gaia the AI archetype. And we won, I don't even remember, Ice Barrier, that's what we won with. And we got to summon Tristler. Doing Tristler in the show was very funny. Turn 1 Tristler at that. Anyways, let's go ahead. See what we're playing this week. We don't have anything fancy. Jules isn't picking an archetype. We don't have, I think we already cast on a reroll ticket. So it looks like we're going to be stuck with Amorphase. Okay, I kind of know how this deck works. I didn't play it in Duel Links, but I played against it in Duel Links, which it was pretty decent in Duel Links, which if it's an indicator for this, so it might do well.
And we've got some loser packs, and okay. Double copy of Chalice or double Nightmare Phoenix, both seem alright. I don't know if Hieratics have a field spell to make use of the 2 copies of Terra, so probably going to be one of those 2. Second pack, Stardust. I mean, they're a dragon, but I don't know if I can, make them. So I'm probably just going to take the 2 Ash Blossom, because, hey, it's 2 Ash Blossom. And finally, for the last pack, we've got probably... Sorry, I don't know if I can make 4 material of things, though, but, am I really going to run Shield and Sword instead? No, I'd run Vengeful Bog instead, but still, I don't like the prospect of that either. Oh well.
Alright, so to open up packs for the week, Sangan Wits might be okay. Actually, I don't really know what to play. Maybe just the Moon Mirror Shield. This one's actually kind of awkward. Alright, sorry if I sound a bit groggy. I'm recording this literally at 5 in the morning. Gold Shark is actually pretty solid, but also so is Smashing Ground. It's actually kind of unfortunately gettable. And Ring of Destruction. Gold Shark's basically a tutor, but if Jules is on an OTK archetype, which isn't impossible, it might not be worth it, but just being able to get anything out of our deck for free is really good. But of course, so is removal. Just because Amorphage I don't think really has removal, so we'll see what we play out of this. That's kind of interesting. On to pack number 3, and it looks like we will... Utopia is actually probably good. I think they have level 4s. If not, we have Needle Wall, I guess? Econ's not the worst. Shield and Shore is always funny. I don't know what we'll play out of this pack. It depends. If ever mages can make XZ monsters, rank 4 specifically, we'll probably toss in Utopia. If not, probably the Needle Wall or the Econ. We'll see what happens. And it's been a while since I could say this. We get to open a winner pack. It's been so long since I've been able to do this. And we get a Scapegoat out of it. Definitely not bad. It's a very good stall card. We can potentially link. I think they actually do have a link monster. I don't know how specific it is, or how generic it is, rather. But still, very good very good card to stall out. So I will not complain about that, I don't think. Let's go ahead and see if we can make out more phases.
So yeah, Hieratic. It's something, I didn't spend a ton of time building this deck, partly because, like, it's one of those archetypes where you just kind of throw everything in there and then kind of pray, and partly because if you look at most deck lists online for Hieratic, it's a dragon archetype, which means every deck is running like 8 other deck cards from outside of archetype, running other archetype cards. Like, it's just a big Dragon Link homogenized pile. And of that, we really only get to claim Hieratic Seal, which is great, but it's only like one part of an actual dragon board, and not a really massive one in the grand scheme of things. So that said, we're not really going to be playing anything close to a typical dragon game plan, and we're trying to like play Hieratics how they were meant to be played, which is badly.
So here's the deck. I did actually get Amorphage mixed up with Aroma, which is Aeromage, so that's kind of why I thought this was a dueling deck. I have not played this deck before. It's pretty much a stun archetype that's exclusively just Pendulum monsters and one random ritual monster for some reason. They randomly have connection to like the Draco monsters, because the ritual monster can tutor it out once it's sent to the graveyard, or any Draco overload can be added. So we are playing just the one. This archetype is weird. They're like animals who are turning into dragons. It's very funky. They pretty much all have an effect. Well, like if it's ever pendulum summon or flip face up, no player can special summon monsters from the extra deck except for Amorphage monsters. And they all have kind of pendulum effects where you have to either tribute a monster or destroy the card in the pendulum zone, so they kind of load up on the pendulum zone. So it kind of is a bit awkward, especially with how pendulum summoning works nowadays. So it's gonna be weird. I'm not confident in this deck because of that, because we need Link monsters in a world where we don't really have much. We didn't open like the Sayuya, which actually would have been really good in this episode. We are playing the Gold Shark to kind of maybe try and get like the ritual out, which is pretty decent. It does make the opponent just to skip the main phase 1, which is pretty funny. So they go draw, standby, battle phase, and then they can do main phase 2. The Infection just boosts all the attack, and then if one's ever attributed or destroyed by battle card effect, it just tutors out a Amorphage. So if we do pop one in the Pendulum Zone for whatever reason, or gets destroyed by battle or whatever, we just get an extra replacement, which is kind of nice. They have a Field Spell, which is how you ritual, but it has to be in the graveyard, and you have to tribute monsters that are exactly 8 to special summon it, and it has to be in the hand, so it's pretty bad for that. We're only playing just the one because we actually just needed to fill out slots in this deck. We're playing Dragon just to have an extra Pendulum monster. It's the only one of the very few like not archetype Earth Pendulum monsters out there. And the Drake Overload's technically an archetype, but not really. Same with the Lecter Pendulum. They're pretty much just both cards that can be tutored out with the Ritual monster. These are the only 2 Drake Overloads in the game. Gold Shark to tutor. We are playing the Scapegoat, the Stall. It can also be used to make Mrs. Radiant, which is kind of funny. But we can also tribute them, because they just can't be used for a tribute summon. So we can actually tribute them for the effects of our Morphage monsters that requires to tribute a monster. And we have a Pendulum deck, so I thought, hey, we'll play Sailor Pain. I think that's a fun way to remove. And then Lysis, it pretty much makes all monsters on the field lose 100 for each Morphage on the field. And then if a card's in a Pendulum Zone, we can just put the next one straight from our deck onto the Pendulum Zone. That is the deck. And also we have the Utopia, because while it does lock us out of special summoning if we Pendulum flip summon these, if they all normal summon, which we will probably do at some point, we can still make like the Utopia and stuff like that. It only locks us if the special summon pretty much. Or flip face up. Or Pendulum summon rather. So it's kind of a weird restriction to actually get the Floodgate effect off. Overall, I'm not overtly confident, especially if Jules got to like pick her archetype, which she can choose something stronger. But at the same time, we might accidentally just lock her out of being able to play her deck, which would be very funny, but we'll see what happens. Here we are, it's episode 34, Archetypal Atrocities. I am fairly unconfident with my deck, unless just very specifically on a specific kind of deck.
Ooh, interesting. My deck is like, it's one of those decks where it's like, it's not the worst thing on the planet, but this is a deck that like, its only relevance is a single card is used in like a homogeneous pile deck. So it's like, there's really not much like going for it as like a standalone deck, really. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, it looks like we went for an interesting one. As always, we gotta start with okay.
Uh, huh. I suppose we go first.
Okay. Seeing an extra deck, so you got something to play with.
I say we should go first, and then I open a pure going second hand. That's fun. I don't think you can OTK me.
Okay. I don't think that quite helps. Does it? See, maybe it does.
Like, I did have a thing I could have done, but it would have been like revealing what I'm on and then not been good. Like, it would have been a bad play. Like, I'd have been ending on, at most, like 1800 attack or a defense position monster. So.
Alright, well, I can do something, but it requires the use of pretty much my entire hand. But I don't think I have much of a choice, really. So we will begin by activating the Amorphage Infection.
Mm-hmm.
This is not an archetype I knew existed till I spun this on the wheel.
Fantastic.
So a monster is ever destroyed by anything, attributed. Oh no, I can just add a Amorphage from deck to hand.
Gotcha.
The world's slowest searcher. And then I will Pendulum Summon. But set the scales rather. I'll also Pendulum Summon the Leechy and the Gluttony. I'm just realizing the naming convention.
Oh yeah, and instead of lust, they called it lechery. Well,
I wonder if it's called Lust in the OCG actually. If this
ooh,
is
that's
like...
a good question.
Konami's doing the TCG thing. Okay. It's also just a weird archetype. Just animals that are turning into dragons for some reason. Okay. And then we will tribute summon the Goliath. So now the only effect is no one can special summon from the extra deck except a Morphage.
Mm-hmm.
And we will swing for 20 almost in game. 2950.
2950. Okay.
What a number. You think they would have learned? This is a new archetype. Why are they still using fucking 50? They all have 52. Oh, I hate this archetype. I hate Draco. These are also randomly attached to Draco. They have a random ritual monster that relates to Draco for some reason.
Sure.
And then we will end the turn.
All right. Do I draw a good draw? Not really. I'm almost thinking, do I just scoop game one and not reveal what I'm on? Because I don't see myself winning this one with the hand I've drawn and what you've got on board.
Well,
and I'm thinking it might just be better.
I will say that I pretty much... Well, actually, no, I do get a recur. I was going to say I can just... Well, actually...
I can't out a 2750.
That is a problem,
yeah. This hand. Like, that alone is the problem. Like, more than like your floodgates, I just can't out a 2750 to save my life right now. Like, there's nothing I can do against that. This stat too big. And I'm like, if the hand is this bad where I can't out numbers, maybe I just move on to game 2 and not show you what I'm on.
Respectable.
Oh, jeez, Louise. Yeah, I think I actually have to do that. I'm gonna scoop it up. And I'm gonna go first again, because I just drew the worst hand for going second possible. So I just have to hope it won't happen again. It just won't happen again.
I believe.
Better. Something. I guess we'll just act... now reveal what I'm on. I will play the Hieratic Seal of Supremacy.
Yo, okay.
To summon a Hieratic from hand. I'm just going to send you my opening hand from last game so you can kind of see what happened. Because this is what I opened with.
I felt like I would see something similar to that.
Yeah. And like, I had the Supremacy, but I had nothing big enough to get over it. Because like, there are guys in deck that might have been big enough, but no. We will Supremacy out Nebthet.
Okay.
Set a card and pass.
Alright. What can we do with that? We'll scale up a Pride and a Envy.
Let me think. Use Hieratic Seal of Banishment to tribute Nebthet to banish Envy.
Okay. So, banish.
And then I will... And since Nebthet was tributed, I get to special summon a dragon-type normal monster from my hand deck graveyard and make its attack and defense 0. I will summon the Bakugan.
Okay. There it is.
And you're good.
Alright, I guess that's kind of better, because I actually kind of misplayed. Help me slightly.
Dang.
I will scale a Gluttony.
Mm-hmm.
And I will pen one whole card, the Lechery.
Mm-hmm.
The problem was I only have level 2 I could bring out, and my lowest level scale is 3. But I can tribute this for the Sloth. You know bears, they're definitely sloths.
Wait, are you still... How did you have a 3 and a 5 still, though?
Oh, wait, you're right. I'm just a cheat. Oops. Oh, that was stupid. Why did I do that? I explained the problem and proceeded to continue with the problem. Oops.
Yeah, we'll use the second Hieratic Seal of Supremacy.
Sure.
Special summon an Asar.
Okay.
And then I will special summon Hieratic Dragon of Su from my hand by tributing a Hieratic monster.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. So I will tribute a Hieratic Seal to play out Hieratic Dragon of Su. Then battle.
26 and 22.
And that's all I got.
Stand by, these have to get destroyed because I don't have a monster. I will activate, and I will... not that one. You didn't see that. This one. And then we will pend 1, because now I can do that, not cheating.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will...
Yeah, doesn't it technically go in the EMZ?
Oh, yeah.
Not that I think it matters for you with your extra deck or the like, but...
Yeah. It also doesn't help that they literally lock themselves out of the extra deck. It's not one-sided. They don't have any extra deck monster. Which would actually they'd be so much better if they did. Unfortunately, there's only 7 cents, so they're kind of stuck with what they have.
Hey, they've like rotated out some sins over the years. They can bring back some of the old ones.
Yeah, and then I'll set 1, and I'll pass. See if that's enough.
Well, we'll go to battle. We will... Ba.
To extra deck.
And ba.
And to extra deck. Alright, these go away. That will always happen. I don't think it does, but it makes sure it doesn't matter. So that will be game 2.
Alright.
Funny enough, that draw wouldn't even have helped even discounting the Pendulum rules.
Oof.
I think I still want to go second, yeah.
Breezy 3 games today so far.
Yeah.
Alright. So I'm going first?
Yes.
Well. Oh, okay. Actually, this might help. Thank God. Yeah, I have to normal summon Hieratic Dragon Esset.
Okay. Alright. Stand by me.
Oh yeah, also his attack is 1,000. I'll just put a counter on him for that, because I had normal summon without tributing.
Okie dokie. I will start. We'll activate Infection.
Mm-hmm.
I will normal summon the Envy.
I will, in response to Envy, I think. Actually, I think I can respond to the summon, and then after that, his effect will be. Actually, that's only his pendulum effect. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was looking at his pendulum effect of like, oh, I can't activate on Chain Link 2. That's annoying. But okay, no, you're good. That was, yeah, cool. No response to Envy.
If you can respond on summon if you do want to respond on
Oh
summon.
yeah, no, I was just like I was thinking that like he was about to make it so I can't respond to future things with his pendulum effect. But I was like, oh no, he's a monster right now. He has the other effect.
I see what you're saying. Okay, and we will activate the debut on this channel. I think anyone should use this before the Save the Pain.
Ah, now that I mean.
So fair warning, I do get a search
like,
for
on the one hand,
contributing.
Ah, right. Yes. Okay. That does mean that I forgot about the infection for a second. In that case, I will. You are still going to get my my asset off the board because I'm going to Hieratic Seal of Reflection to tribute Hieratic to negate a spell charge.
Okay.
So
pain will not be sad.
And then since Esset was tributed, I get to do the whole summon a normal monster. So it's time to Bakugan.
Yep. Okay. I will activate the Lychee and set a card and pass the turn.
All right. Okay, so I can't activate spell cards.
Yes.
I guess we will normal summon without tributing the other Esset.
Sure.
Your guy's a 100, right?
He is a 300 because of infection.
Gotcha. Well, I'll attack with my 1000 then.
Yeah. I'll activate Lysis, which will make it minus 300.
Mm-hmm.
Which it'll still die, but it's just less. So 300
Valid.
minus 7. I think that's math is easy. You want to make sure I'm going
4.
4. Extra deck. Infection will trigger. I'll add an Amorphates to hand.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I'll add a Wrath to hand.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I think that's it.
Alright. So standby. The Letri will go off. It'll have to be tributed, or destroyed rather. So since one destroyed, infection will trigger, and then since a card in my pendulum zone is destroyed, I can place a pendulum from deck to the pendulum zone. So I'll chain link 1 Lysis and 2 infection if that matters.
Sure.
Okay, on the zone, I know I want a 5. I will put a Greed, and then I will add the... Yeah, I'll add Envy here. Okay, I'll activate the Envy. And we will pen summon. Okay. And I will activate another infection. So now they're all getting boosted by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're all getting boosted by 14. I'll type that just so I don't forget. Okay. Go to combat.
Alright, let me think for a moment.
Also, just so you know, Greed does prevent trap cards from being activated.
Cool, right, yeah. Yeah, you're good.
What? I will swing, fucking 2050, I think. No, I don't think that's right. That sounds about the calculator. 650 plus 14. 3050, excuse me. And then your guy is losing 700. So you will take 2750 if nothing happens.
Gotcha.
And then what? Can only head piercing. And that will be that.
All right. Well, I have a hand that physically can't do anything, so easy one there.
Ooh, that was a very weird game.
Yeah. Two weird bad dragon decks staring at each other and going, I don't know what's going on here.
I still don't fully understand how this deck's supposed to work. Weirdly enough, every single one except for Goliath, all Morphages and monster effects are exactly the same.
Also, I love that they have a Gemini monster. Like, why? I could get it because they want normal monsters sometimes, but still, like, Gemini ain't it.
Yeah. And it's like, they don't, like, it's weird because, like, they have, like, normal monsters, but, like, it's not really focused on normal monsters. It just kind of begrudgingly a part of the archetype.
Yeah.
It's very weird. I actually was gonna play Heretics. I wound up wasting a reroll ticket. I think that was the Ice Barrier episode, but I'm happy to not have to deal with it. I saw the archetype, I'm like, I don't know if I want to deal with this. It looks too complicated. I don't want to think too hard.
I don't even know if it's complicated, just, like, it doesn't really do much on its own. Because, like, with, like, combining with, like, other dragon stuff, you have a bit more things to do. Because, like, they do, most of their effects say, like, some of them specifically say hierarchy, but most of them do say just say summon a dragon or anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's some play, and Spheres is great. Like, never made it, but Spheres is great.
Yeah, my deck was very much built itself. I just put 3 of every card, and then there was, I had to fill up some space, so I was playing the Dragong. I needed just an extra card in my deck.
Amazing.
Well, that was episode 34, I think it was. Very quick episode.
Yeah.
I get to get my extra pack again. Jules is back on the loser wheel. The win streak is reversing. Maybe I can be the one that breaks the fabled 4 wins in a row.
We shall see. We shall. At this rate, like, it's possible.
Sure, halfway there. All right, but you have to tune in next week for that. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week.